brofist to you all, you wonderful people, after we finished a tremendous live stream of herbalism today, which was actually a shitload of fun involving £15 shakes, or $15 shakes, that we're not going to order. We decided, I'm sorry, we were going to order them for the web show, but it's so expensive, I don't want to give those guys that money. I really fucking don't. I don't want to give those guys that money. So you can check that on the VOD if you're not sure what we're talking about, because it's all a bit silly. I hope everyone's having a tremendous week. I can say, as my man Ghosty is right here right now, who's preparing some Patreon stuff for us all, is, have you got delay? Hopefully not. Ooh, did I fuck it? No, delay's off. Excellent. Yeah, everything's fine. Delay? Desynced? Shouldn't be. Audio's desynced? It's not on here. Is it? Oh. Hold on. No, there's no delay. You guys are trying. You bastards. You know, we're trying to have a Friday. We're trying to have a good Friday. It's nothing to do with me. If you have a delay, it's not on my end. We're crisp. We're crisp on my end. Everything's set to perfect. So there you go. There you go. The streamers look very nerd. Now there's no delay on my end. Nothing at all. 100%. Delays switched off. Excellent. Can you check for us, Andy, as well? Well, let's make sure we're right before we get into the show.
No, nothing.
Nothing. All clear? Yep. Sorry, it's at your end if there is one, guys. Laughing my false. There is delay. I refreshed and it fixed. It was on Twitch's end. There you go. Right, there you go. Just refresh if you have delay, and I'll take it. There you go. That's fine. I'm good. My stuff is right. There you go. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Okay, so where was that? Yeah, I can talk now of a video that's going to release in approximately 58 minutes. That's going to be a whole thing. That should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoy it. We thought it was funny. We thought it was funny. It should be fine. Raiding's going fine. We killed Nathandra. We're doing Spider. We got a couple of pulls on Spider last night. We should kill that. It's nice and relaxed. It's all good. Spider's, shockingly, I mean, we got a web show tomorrow. Web show is tomorrow. Is that the heroic Spider was one of my favourite bosses in the Emerald Nightmare on Mythic. God, it's boring. Oh, it's so boring. So boring. Just running around, running across things. We only did a few pulls and I was so bored. I was so bored. Which is a little sad, really. I was really excited for that boss on Mythic, as I said in the video. But it's weird how little things like that can move, where it's like, go all the way to the left, all the way to the right, all the way back again, over the bridge, left, right. This is the Spider on Mythic. This is fun. This is really fun. So we'll talk about that all tomorrow, including the VR porn stuff that we tested out. And of course, we've got a transmod competition tomorrow as well. Our first of sort of dabbling into trying to give you guys a little bit of a challenge there, so it's a little bit more interesting, we think it's going to be. And picking what our next item's going to be. Might have the leather workers or the clothies in or something like that. So it should be really cool. So all that is to come for you over the next sort of 24 hours, which would be pretty fucking chill. Now I want to start with an opening story. I'm going to read it to you as it's written here. My guild and I decided we were bored. There was about 10 of us. Instead of going to be like normal people, we all created alts, named something like McChicken, and various forms of McChicken. Once all 10 of us had our alts, we ran to Stormwind, and we just fucked. Just constant fucking in the trade chat. It was pretty lit. The end. I want you to consider just how lit that must have been to take part in the McChicken fucking. But apparently, if you're unsure if it was any good, it was pretty lit. There you go. That's story number one. Nice and short and to the point, I think you'll find. It was pretty awesome. Now then, let's kick off with a usual type story. Oh, I could just fit him in. There he is. There. There you go. He's there. He's there. We could just put him there so he can be part of the fun. Right. Let's have a normal story. Yeah, we're going there. We are indeed going there. Yes, we are. We're gonna have Daniel. We're gonna have. Look at me. Look at me. Juju. Kelly. And I need one more, don't I? Yeah. Froshed. And froshed. Oh, I missed the... ooh, there we go. The proper spacing. Otherwise, upset the chat. Don't want to do that. Okay. The Granny Guild. Holla Preacher. I'm a Slovak gamer that before World of Warcraft only played, mate, Counter-Strike Source, Team Fortress 2, and the best MOBA out there, Dota 2. Brackets. LOL is the LFR of MOBAs. Just drink that in. Just drink that in. My journey started back in 6 Point Deuce when I picked up a copy of Warlords of Draenor. That's right, Warlords of Draenor is about to be this man's first expansion. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it for a minute. This is about to be a first time playing WoW Warlords of Draenor situation. That's what we're entering into as a team, me and everybody here right now. This is the road we're traveling down. WoD is your first expansion. I picked up a copy of WoD right after my high school finals from a shitty, overpriced Slovakian GameStop, let's call it. After installing the game, I spent hours in the character creation screen trying to figure out what class I wanted to play. Take into consideration, audience, that our man main Sven in Dota 2. Sven. Which is basically the arms warrior with Schwarzenegger's body. So what class did he land on? What class did he land on? I still have no idea, to this day, why I decided to roll a troll hunter. Sure. After leveling for a month and finally reaching the level cap, I noticed a golden button on my character selection screen. Sweet golden button that said level 90 character boost. I boosted a human warrior. After playing my freshly boosted warrior for about 20 minutes, I realised that that hunter was fucking garbage compared to the glory class of the arms warrior. Warlords of Draenor. That Colossus Smash combo though. Oh! Few days into playing my warrior, I was hooked. Hooked, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking hooked on that arms warrior. I couldn't play anything else other than WoW. Dota went away. Team Fortress, Counter-Strike, all gone. For the WoD arms warrior. Take that! Yeah? Take that! As a newbie! I'm so sorry for what I'm about to tell you. As a newbie, I fucking loved Tanan Jungle. I played the shit out of it. And one day, as I was enjoying farming Apexis crystals for the Fell Raven mount, fucking kill me. Sweet God. Them Apexis though, God, I can't wait. Just a few more Apexis and we're there. We're there. Bath. Bath on. One day as I was enjoying farming Apexis crystals for the Fell Raven mount, I got a whisper from Juju. She whispered me in the correct order, ladies and gentlemen. This is the absolute correct order that you whisper strangers. Do I want to join a raiding guild? Followed by a second whisper, Have I ever raided before? Join in, yeah? Sign me up. Want to join? Oh, ever raided before? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come join my guild. Juju. Juju, Juju. She knows how to pull them in. She knows how to pull them in. That's the application process I'm talking about, guys. Sign that shit. As you know, I only played the game for a month and a half at the time and had no idea what real raiding was. A quandary. A conundrum. No experience. And clearly this guild requires experience. So our man is going to do what most of us do in these situations, and that's lie. Completely and utterly and without mercy. The only thing that my newbie mind knew about raiding was that the Black Temple was a raid. That's what he knows. He knows that the Black Temple is a raid. And the reason he knows that, okay, the reason he knows this science is that he had Googled where the tier 6 warrior sets drop after seeing someone wearing it in Stormwind. I think you could probably say, I'm ready for Mythic. Understood? Good. So I replied to Juju that I had raided Black Temple with my last guild. That's a raid. That is as much as our man knows, is that there are things in WoW called raids. One of them's called the Black Temple. And I'll have you know, Juju, that I have raided the Black Temple with my last guild. On a different character. It's clever. I mean, it works, I suppose. Juju responds that her guild was formed in the Burning Crusade, and they have also raided Black Temple and would love to have someone in their team with that level of experience. It's a winner sandwich. That's right. It's a winner sandwich. It's a winner sandwich with a nice creamy filled layer of lies all along the middle of it. Excellent work. Okay, everybody's happy then. The power of transmog does go strong. The guild invitation popped up and I accepted. The next day I was invited to a group and found out that the guild leader Daniel was holding a guild meeting in her garrison, which you had to physically attend. Daniel the lady, apparently. Daniel the lady. Daniel could be a lady today. Good. So off we go to the garrison then. This is going to be pretty good. So I went to a garrison where all the active people of the guild gathered. We were all sitting in the main building behind a big-ass table when I saw a whisper from Daniel I'm going to join them on Vent, and that the Vent info was in the information. So I googled what Vent is, downloaded it, and joined them a few minutes later. After joining the channel with around 15 to 20 people in it, I realised that most people in this guild were above my age. Not only that, but some of them seemed to be twice older than me. And then I heard Daniel, and I got a bit horrified as she had the voice of an old lady. Everybody ready? After some time, I even found out that her son was in the guild, and her son was 2 years older than me. But let's go back to the story. Are you all ready? Do you want some biscuits with your res? Would you like some ox tongue or spam? I'll make you a nice spam sandwich on mouldy bread. I can't eat it because I've got no teeth. Oh no. The topic of the meeting was raiding. And that they wanted to start trying to raid. And they were just missing a tank. On which Juju replies with her around mid-40-ish voice. Yeah, so she's the youngster. Tight. Yeah, she's rocking it. Mid-40ish voice that she has recruited a protection warrior. And that protection warrior was our tank friend warrior, who's never tanked, I don't think. Daniel replied, great news. And we'll do a test run today. Let's go to high mall normal. At this point, I was losing my fucking mind. I'm not going to lie, I'm losing my fucking mind. I knew the basics of tanking, since I had been tanking heroics for garrison resources. After entering the raid and getting off the lift, we were standing in an arena covered in ogre scum. After a long speech of the ogres, Vulgor and a few ogres entered the arena. I was told by the main tank to pull. Pull. So, I went in. As there were so many mobs, I instantly popped every defensive I had. Go! Shield wall! Shield wall! Pop all the things! Last stand, bitch! Go for it, baby! You're not bringing me down, ogres! I got this! I fucking got this! And a few moments later or so, they fell. And I was relieved that we had downed the first boss. Aww. He thinks the trash is the boss. Him. Alright? Him. He didn't die though, and he killed a boss. In his mind, he just fucking smashed that first boss. Main tanked it like a boss. Took all the fucking names, baby. Boss down. No loot though? The fuck is this shit? I thought raiding had all the fucking loot. It's all fucking... What the shit is going on here? And then I saw him. Kargath Bladefist. And my butt cheeks narrowed. At this point, the main tank, Phillips, he must have been watching me, figured out I was probably an idiot. You pull this trash. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet motherfucking God. Oh, God. Is that shield wall? What the last... Why is he using last stand? It's the trash. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. So, Phillips is all over it. Phillips has been assessing the situation and has come to a conclusion. He tells me just to try and do DPS and to press taunt when he tells me. Nothing more shameful is the tank. There is nothing more shameful than when the other tank whispers you, just taunt when I tell you, okay? I'll do literally everything else. All I want you to do is be stood here, and when I say taunt, you press taunt. That's all you have to do. Don't try and take it back when I take it back. Just press taunt only when I tell you. Other than that, just do whatever the fuck you're doing. I don't care. You're fine. Leave it alone. I'm gonna be good. We downed the first 3 bosses and called it a night. That night, I felt like an invincible boss and that nothing could kill me. When I'm thinking about it now, downing bosses on normal in high mall with Tanan gear and some PvP item level 700 gear shouldn't be that hard. You're right. We are talking about high mall normal with Tanan jungle available and all the gear that went along with that. But still, 3 bosses down. Which boss did you think they wiped on? It doesn't say. It doesn't say, but... You're a brand new guild, you're rocking 3 tiers later gear, and you're in normal mode. But what do you wipe on? It's got to be Bracken Spore, right? 3 bosses down, so it's either Texas or Bracken Spore. They killed either Texas or Bracken Spore. Maybe they killed Bracken Spore. Maybe. Anyway, after a week of raiding with these guys, they decided that I should become the official off-tank. And they And they recruited Kelly, a Greek blood DK. For 2 months, I have raided in gladiator stance, never forget. Since I didn't have any good 2-handed weapons. And since we used some kind of modified DKP system and a loot council on top of it. It's a DKP loot council combination, like ladies and gents. You can have faith because it's run by old people. You can have faith because old people never try and screw you over. So what we're going to have is the best of both worlds. Some people like DKP, some people like Loot Council. We're just going to mix them together, yeah? Yeah? So with this system, what we can say is things like this. You have the most DKP and by all the rules of the guild, deserve to get the item. But with the joy of the loot council system, I can also say, go fuck yourself and give it to someone else regardless. All right? It's a pretty good system. It works well. I still have no idea how it worked. I never got a two-hander because, because our Greek friend needed it more. And I was already doing just fine DPS in Gladiator stance. During these 2 months, we worked ourselves up to Hellfire Citadel normal. And also during these 2 months, I got a handful of life lessons from Daniel and Kelly. Because for them, I was just a youngster. I was the youngest member of this guild. And I have also learned about some of their strange raiding habits. Every raid night at 10 PM, we have a tea break. I shit you not. Every single raid night, we have tea break at 10 PM. It was for Daniel and Juju to go and get their tea. Now, I don't want to sound super British, but that sounds fantastic. That sounds wonderful. It's just a little quick break just to go and get a cuppa. That's all it is. It's not offensive, all right? We just go and get a brew. That's all. And then we're back. Implement this idea immediately. At first, I was angry and confused as to why they always had the urge to drink tea at 10 o'clock. But I'm not going to lie, Preacher. I later embraced this habit and still do it to this day. Get Briticized. Yeah? Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. It seems weird and freaky at first. But let me tell you, there's something very nice about stopping whatever you're doing, having a little cup of tea and a tea cake, or maybe a scone, bit of clotted cream, yeah, bit of jam. Just a little tea break. Yeah, it's a crisp tea break, just so we can all calm the nerves and bring ourselves back into the raid. I like it. I like the idea of this old guild. It sounds lit. It sounds lit. There we go. I still, to this day, drink tea during raid nights. To this day. Can't give it up. Hellfire Citadel, though. This is where I found out that my guild wasn't as good as I thought they were. No, that can't be right. Daniel decided to change the loot system for the 3rd time since we had started raiding. But at this point, I didn't even care, because I never understood the first or the second loot system. All I cared for is to get the cool-looking axe from Fell Lord Zakoon. I didn't care about any other loot there. One thing I haven't realised until it was too late is that these old ladies stick together. Old ladies. Yeah? Like that. Like that. Old ladies are a fucking team. You are in trouble if you come up against a group of old ladies. Are you about to get bullied by 2 old ladies? Is that what's going to happen? One of them's only 40. They're not that old. The old ladies, though. Old ladies stick together. Mainly Daniel and Juju. And a hunter called Froged. Froged. All the loot was mainly shared between them and the tanks. Me as a warrior, I had to share tier tokens with hunters. And Froged was one of them. Right before Socrathar pull, Daniel decided to change the rules yet again! In the middle of the raid, we're going to change the loot rules yet again. And from now on, tier token priority is for people who already have 3 pieces of the tier set, so they could get their 4 tier set bonuses. Before that, it was people who had 1, right? Until Froge got 2, and then he obviously got a 3rd. Then we changed the rules again. So if you have 3, it's the priority that you get 4. Are we all square on the rules? We're just going to let you know, just before we pull this one particular boss where the token drops that this hunter needs, we're going to change the rules yet again. We're just going to change, just for no reason at all, on this particular boss, just as we're about to pull, we're going to change the rules yet again. Don't worry about it, though. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Socrathar fell, and with him, a gloves token dropped. And I wanted to get my 2-set bonus. So I rolled 1 to 100. And so did Froged. I checked Froge's gear with Inspect, and she already had her 2-piece finished. But she didn't have a 3rd tier piece. She doesn't have a 3rd tier piece. So I was certain by the rules as somebody with one who would get a 2-set bonus, that I was going to get the item, right? Nope. Go fuck yourself. I see in the chat that Daniel has given that tier token over to Froge. When I told her that I should be on the priority at least, because I would get the 2-set, she replied with the ultimate answer. Loot Council decision. It's not me. I'd give it to you. I would. I would fucking give it to you. It's the Loot Council. It's the Loot Council. It's what do you want me to tell you, man? The Loot Council decides it's out of my hands at this point. So I said, who's on the Loot Council? Just to be sure, who's on the Loot Council? And she goes, well, me and Frost and Juju. I know it sounds like you got scammed, but you didn't, mate. You didn't. No. Yeah, yes, she's on the Loot Council. And yes, she gets the item. And yes, it goes against the priority system. But it was all done fairly. And I want you to be 100% clear on that. She said it was Juju and Frost and me, and that I should just carry on raiding and stop slowing down the speed of the raid with the complaints. Stop complaining, young boy. At that point, of course, my plan was to just G-quit as soon as I get my Zakun axe. So I inspected Kelly. And saw that he already had a way better sword. And asked him if I could have it if it drops. And he replied with a strong Greek accent. 10k. 10k gold. I traded him. I gave him the 10k gold. I just wanted the axe so I could leave. And the next week, the axe dropped. I was the only one who rolled for it. Just to see 2 minutes. 2 minutes after, Daniel created Drainic Dust. Followed by her. Oh my. I was on the edge of my seat to call her a bitch, but my mom raised me to respect old ladies and I contain my rage for now. She told me that she'll recover it from support later. After killing Manaroth, the same happened with the item that Juju rolled for, because some reason Daniel had to disenchant immediately all the gear no one wanted. But this time, because it was her friend Juju, we stopped mid-raid to recover the item from Blizzard support. She got her item back that night, and when I asked if she could do it with the axe too, she said, sorry, my dear. I already used my recovery per month. At that point, I just let out a sigh. I G-quit the guild straight there. Right now, I find a smaller, decent guild filled with much better people raiding the Emerald Nightmare. This is my newbie story of how I got bitched by an old lady. Thank you, Preacher. Bingo, bitches! Bow! Dominoes! Get fucked! Get fucked! Oh my god, the old lady skills just fucking coming right off the bat. You got outplayed by an old lady. You should gotta watch out for him. You gotta watch out for them old ladies. They're gonna fuck you. They're gonna fuck you hard, man, because they don't give a shit. They've been through some stuff. They've been through some fucking stuff. Oh yeah. They've been through some fucking stuff. You know it. Right then. So mean. So mean. I do like it though. I do like it. I do like it. Right then. Okay. Fitting with the theme of my current push to try and get everybody into a decent guild, or as many people as I can. Let's go into the darkness. Let's head into the darkness. The names aren't listed at the beginning of the story, so we'll do them during the story. We are heading straight into the darkness. We're going in. Good God. We are going in. Emerald, dear God. Sweet Jesus. Here we go. I'm a cesspool couple. Do you want to pick a name for the guild? You can do. Okay, ladies and gents, here we go. Hello, Preacher and a brofist from that US of A. I'm coming to you today with a story of a drama-creating cesspool resembling guild that, and I'm afraid to say it, had multiple couples in it, and one of which was the guild leader. That's right, we are in a multi-guild, multi-couple cesspool guild situation. That's a code brown. That's a code brown change your pants situation. That's what we're in. My story starts off in a guild I was in before the big drama. Projectile Leprosy Guild. I mean, fuck off with the twat wombles. The wizard sleeping on us. My story starts off in a guild I was in before the big drama guild. These people don't come back to the story, so I'm just going to say how it was. A pre-note, I was a younger kid back then, and I didn't really care if we didn't kill bosses. I was just having fun being invited to a raid. Aww. It's awesome. We were at the beginning of High Mall, and somehow, after 3 weeks of 3 raids a week, we had only managed to kill normal Kargath Bladefist. I'm just going to let that sink in with you real fast. Real fast, real dark.
Elitist.
How do I normal Nathandra?
Look at your face.
You know.
I've got nothing to throw at you.
After a full raid tier of swapping between healer and tank for whatever we didn't have that night, Blackrock Foundry came along and shit went down from the start. Our GM, who was also the raid leader, couldn't play at all for a couple of months straight, so I had to pick up the reins of raid leader. So let me put you in position of the mentality of the guild. One of the members quit because they didn't like my aggressive tone of saying kill the spears and help people out, and please try and dodge them next time on normal Beast Lord. Whoa, the pressure. What are you trying to do to me? This is like an oven now. You've created this into some sort of hardcore elitist guild. Please, 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 I have to leave the guild. I cannot handle this. He asked me to help out the fellow raiders and try and avoid the spears. I am leaving this guild. It is a literal convection oven of pressure. I cannot handle it. I'm out of there. Also, the same trend came around just like High Mall. We, on the second week, only had killed normal Gruul. It was a guild message put out by all the raiders that we should not be attempting things like Orgorger or Operator Thogar anytime soon. The raiders genuinely seemed to fear this encounter. That Orgorger normal though, some shit in it. That was a fucking, do you remember? Boom. Rolling. At least we tried. Things were starting to look sad for me. Until one raid night, a mysterious rogue joined our voice comms. And apparently seemed to know some of our members. Some say he used to be in the guild and asked if any of us wanted to try out for his heroic raid team. I instantly accepted and left the guild and raided with them the following week. So that brings us to where we want to start the story. Oh god, yeah. What do we do? What do we do? Now starts my main time with the main guild of this drama, the Projectile Leprosy Guild. I should have just listened to all those warnings that you give people for their drama stories. If you see a couple running a guild, run fast and run far. Not always the case, but a lot of the time. Everything was fine at the start, as it always is. Happily DPSing my heart out as enhancement. From my view, everything was fine. The guild was progressing on the heroic Iron Maidens, never forget, when I tagged along. With the help of the gear I earned through pugs, I did pretty well. I even beat their enhancement shaman on some fights. It was all happy and dandy from my perspective. If only it stayed that way. The next raid day. Exactly 1 week after I joined, our Blood DK and Hunter left. I don't know why, I was never told, but it seemed very obvious that there was big drama going on in this guild before I joined, and some bad feelings left behind. Always research the guilds you're going to join. Check their logs. See people being swapped a lot every week for like every raid day. Probably not. Probably not. Being down a tank and seeing that our progression would come to a halt, I stupidly volunteered to be the temporary tank on my ult. I'll do it. It's only temporary, right? I mean, they're definitely going to find a replacement really soon. That's going to happen. I knew how to tank. I was decent at it. And hell, if I didn't volunteer, I wouldn't be raiding at all. So I might as well, right? Some good commitment you got there. Every week after that, I was told by our guild leader, Albino Queen, I was told by our guild leader, Albino Queen, that they had found someone, but it didn't work out, wouldn't you know? We definitely found someone, but it didn't work out. Or, couldn't find a tank this week. Sorry, you'll have to tank again. Oh, what a bummer, right? But they're definitely trying. They said they tested someone, they had a recruit, and yeah, it just didn't work out. As much as I started to fucking hate tanking and I just wanted to DPS, I did help that guild get ahead of the curve. I even managed to score in the top 90th percentile for tank survivability on most fights as my Brewmaster Monk. All the way through Blackrock Foundry, I was told that there's a replacement definitely coming, but they always thanked me for subbing in. All I wanted to do was DPS. I muscled through the Blackrock Foundry, and as Hellfire Citadel was coming out, I was told by the Albino Queen they had found a replacement. Too good to be true, though. The other tank that we had in the guild after seeing the replacement, who was a prop paladin, had IRL issues and got really busy and couldn't come to raids anymore. So although we got a new tank, I was now the main tank for the foreseeable future. Yay me. We got a replacement, but the other tank's leaving. So this is a little awkward. We did get a new tank, but we've lost the other tank. So, I mean, you do want to raid, right? That's what I'm saying to you. I mean, if you don't do it, how are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? You're not even thinking it through. You're being a dick about it. Don't be a dick about it. We're thanking you, right? So Hellfire Citadel comes around, and I'm set to tank again. And for the first couple of raid lockouts, I tanked. Until that one fateful day came, ladies and gents, when I was told that I can go DPS. I leveled and pugged my way there with my new Shadow Priest, which I play to this day. And after I got geared, I started to top the meters again. Go Shadow. For a short time after this, everything was pretty nice. Raids went well. We progressed nicely. And now before I get into the deep shit again, and just as a side note, somewhere along this period of time, one of the officers had an idea to create a special rank for special people. A rank for people who are important and help out the guild. Do you have a rank like that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you have a rank like that? A rank that just tells all the members that you're better than them. And that's all it's for. It does nothing else. It just lets everyone know you're better than they are. You're just better. You're a better person. No, you're not an officer. You're just a better person. Yeah. What do you want to call the rank? He's put it as, let's just call this rank Battle Swag Champion. What do you want to call the rank? I don't want to go with autistic rank. I don't want to go with that. Twatwomble. We'll have the Twatwomble, I promised. Let's call this rank Twatwomble. The rank Twatwomble came with 0 power difference compared to being a member. You were just promoted to Twatwomble. You were, in fact, just better. Without any power, nothing else. You were just a Twatwomble. Now, don't get me wrong, having a place of importance is cool and all. But it wasn't what my mind was set on. I just wanted to raid, guys. Having said that, right? It's alright, I'm not bothered. Having said that, I do believe if someone puts a lot of work into something, they should get some appreciation. So I'm finally DPSing now and everything is good. I see the Twatwomble rank made and also that somebody had been promoted. Somebody who I have never fucking seen do anything with the guild in my entire life. It seems odd. And then I get whispered by this warrior officer. Azaldor. I get whispered by this warrior officer Azaldor, who told me that the whole reason they had made the Twatwomble rank was because they had me in mind. I was later told that for some reason the officers and guild leader were convinced that I was looking for a different guild. I don't know why or any reason why they thought this, but they did. And therefore, someone else got to be a Twatwomble, while I, who was the guy who had come up with the Twatwomble, didn't get anything. Nothing else special happens for a while. Just the usual raid farm and recruitment. So we're progressing through the normal Hellfire Citadel. And we get a new Holy Paladin who joins our raid team. Her name is Amicus. Her name is Amicus. After a while, we hit it off. We became friends. I just wanted to be friends, and she had a boyfriend at the time, so everything worked out. Nobody's trying to get it in anything. We would be in Mumble together, Pug together, do a lot of stuff together. However, even though we knew it was nothing more, and none of us were trying for it to be anything more, the guild was utterly convinced that I was getting deep into her central pocket. It started to get extremely fucking annoying. Whenever I tried to talk to someone, they would go, "Oh yeah, that's funny." Oh, wait, what was the name? Oh no. Where's Amicus? I didn't even type it in. I'm fucking losing me. I'm the worst person at this. Yeah, that's a great story, Arthur, but where's Amicus though? Because you're bound to be fucking her, right? Everyone thought we were together. They just wouldn't listen no matter how many times we told them that there's nothing going on. I needed to do something. And it was kind of a dickbag thing of me to do. The only way I could stop people pestering me about Amicus was to just never speak to Amicus anymore. I don't know how or why I thought it would fix the situation, but I got so annoyed by it all. It ended in a dramatic way when I just got so fucked off that I flat out just muted her. Do you think this stopped the guild? No, it did not. The meme continued to spread. After some time, I finally came back to my senses and I stopped ignoring her, which I still regret doing since we were actually really good friends. And from then on, we started to become friends again. But we only really talked when we were in Mumble with a good friend and no one else. Shout out to Dupe, who is a baller and understands that zero fucking is going on. Can we get a big hells yeah for Dupe out there for being the MVP of this little team? As we continue to progress through Hellfire Citadel. It's not typed in again. What? Why can't I type today? What? Go. Ha! Got it. As we continue to progress through Hellfire Citadel, Azaldor hosted alt raids, which is apparently why he was given Twatwomble status. Head of the alt raids, right? Twatwomble status confirmed for being head of the alt raids. Azaldor had a knack for getting into trouble in Tanaan Jungle, and we would jokingly call him Mein Führer. Oh, Mein Führer the Twatwomble. You can't make it up. Drama Friday. We would call him that because he would scream on voice comms to join him and get revenge on any alliance who ganked him. We were in the Emerald Dream at the time. We were on the server Emerald Dream at the time, and this happened a lot. We killed lots of alliance just for Azaldor. So let me put some perspective to Azaldor's personality. He's the kind of warrior that refuses to pop cooldowns until he can pop them on things like the little ads on Hellfire Assault for what he describes as Telete Deeps. That's TEHL33TD33PS. He was also kind of guy who had no personality and therefore takes shit really seriously. So if people have a joke with him, he really doesn't fucking like it. I don't fucking like it. What do you mean I shouldn't do? I don't like it. I don't like you. I don't like your attitude. No, it's not funny.
What's going on?
I'm showing the world without a personality.
Oh, right, okay.
That's not funny.
You didn't have to act.
They call me Grey. Azaldor would always talk to me and whisper about trying to find a new raid guild so they could go mythic raiding. I didn't show any interest until I started to get really annoyed. So one raid night, Azaldor wanted to come on his mage alt to raid. He didn't say anything because he's fucking Azaldor, yeah? Doesn't need to say anything. He just stood on his mage waiting for an invite. I don't need to ask. Because I'm fucking Azaldor. If I'm on my mage, it's because I'm coming on my fucking mage. Are we clear? Good. No raid invite came. Raid was full. So we decided to just pull the Hellfire Assault. This was the fucking straw that broke the camel's back, though. Mid-fight, I see 2 paragraph-long posts in the guild chat from Azaldor explaining how we were cunts, saying something on the lines of not being liked, and that people were constantly talking about him behind his back, how he was sick of all the whispers and rumours about him that none of us knew about. It was actually total paranoia. It was extremely weird and crazy. Now here is one thing I wish I did do differently, chat. And many of you might have been in the situation where you're presented with a scenario and you've got to react fast. Real fucking fast. Super fast. After he had posted his entire paragraphs, he G-quit on all his characters. He then sent me a whisper saying he had found a new mythic raid guild. Do I want to join? Your thoughts? Split-second decision. The promise of shinier purples. More purple than you've ever seen in your entire life. Await you. But you weren't really planning on leaving at all. Nope. Yes. Hell no. Fuck that guy. Don't go. Knowing what I know now, I should have said no. Following someone who acts like that isn't advisable. But mythic raiding. But, like, I've got all this obvious red flags about doing this, but that item level though, man. That fucking item level though, man. Just look at it. I made a rash decision. I felt super pressured. And I joined him. It was a hard decision after I'd done it, and it kept me up all night. I later found out that Azaldor had whispered our guild leader saying, I hope you don't mind me taking some of your raiders, along with a load of other shitty stuff. I found this out, and this is when I knew I had fucked up. For some reason, I didn't want to leave this guild with its shitty progress. They weren't the best. But I admit, I had loads of bants with them. Even if I hadn't been given the Twat Womble rank, I wanted to stay. Azaldor was out of the picture, and I humbled myself. I rejoined the old guild. I wanted to be part of the projectile leprosy guild. Even though I did come back, it hurt my guild leader so much. Albino Queen was the main recruiter of our guild and was the one who got the tank who was able to take my spot so I could DPS. She was also dating one of our officers who she lived with, who never really talked ever. The tank she recruited was married to one of our other healers. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Let's get a picture of this, ladies and gents. Can we draw a visual map, a mental image, mind prism, whatever the fuck Sherlock Holmes says? The female guild leader is dating one of the officers who never speaks. Okay, Cook confirmed. The new tank is dating one of the healers. Right? But let me tell you, chat, these guys gave couples in WoW a really good name. We're moving on to Heroic Archimond. And we downed him pretty fast. And now it's time for us to do our own mythic raiding. To say it was a pain to recruit enough people was an understatement. In our entire time raiding HFC, we only had 4 mythic raid nights. Where we only scraped a single and very, very close Hellfire Assault killed. Fucking Iron Reaver, man. Tough stuff. Iron Reaver mythic. Dropping bombs, yo. Gotta stand on them bombs. Gotta jump on them, yo. Gotta do it. Gotta get it done. Due to attendance slowing down, everyone wanted to take a break for Legion till all that swag new gear came. Wanting to play with the people I liked again, I decided it'd be a great idea to start an alt raid. Everyone liked Azuldo's alt raids, so I thought it would be nice to get a new one going, a fresh perspective. I messaged the Albino Queen, the idea, and she loved it. I went off to the guild forums full of fire and spunk to create a post that I put my heart and soul into of the alt raids. I got enough yeses to set a date and a time. The calendar invites were accepted. I was going to be in charge. The alt raid was going to happen. It was the worst fucking night of my life. The day and the time came. There was 1 tank, 1 healer, and 3 DPS that showed up. He was so full of happiness. It really, really surprised me that Albino Queen hadn't bothered to show up either, and hadn't even bothered to send a message that she wasn't going to turn up. So here I am, with a guild that could barely get enough people for a raid. They won't even notify me if they can come to my alt raid, which I cancelled in all anger. And I still do not have the Twat Womble rank. Oh, I took a break for the rest of Warlords of Draenor. I played Final Fantasy XIV, and nothing much happened. When Legion was announced, though, our guild Facebook lit up with dreams, and the ball began to roll again. Albino Queen decided to expand the guild as well by inviting anyone and everyone so we could have a populated community. Doesn't that sound good? A populated community. Amazing. She literally decided that it would be better if we were a cesspool guild. Before Legion, we had recruited 300 new members. And from that, we were going to have 2 raid teams. 300 members, 2 raid teams. We were going to name them. We're going to name the raid teams. What are we going to name them? What are we naming the raid teams? Ghosty, your thoughts?
Sorry, mate.
We've recruited 300 members, and from that, we're going to make 2 raid teams. What are we going to name the 2 raid teams?
300 members, 2 raid teams.
Correct.
Oof, it's a difficult question, mate. What do you think? You name one, I'll name the other.
No, they've been named in the story, and what's your guess that they named them?
Oh, right, okay. Alpha and Omega.
Alpha and Omega. You're wrong. They decided to name them
Hit me.
the hardcore team and the casual team.
Wow.
I wonder what you have to do to get in the hardcore team.
Yeah.
Which with these names alone made me cringe. We're certainly not good enough to have a hardcore team. Regardless though, ladies and gents, launch day came. We hopped in Mumble just to talk about it. Talk about what we experienced. It was another good period of time. Until Mythic Plus came out. When Mythic Plus came out, we quickly found out the difference between good players and bad players. Cliques were forming. There was a clique of people who tended to stick together for mythics since they could do them. They would occasionally invite a random noob to reach the rank 2 and get easy loot. It's not a clique, right? it's I don't like that. There are a clique of people who finish the content, so they stick together. They were getting the gear while the noobs did not get some gear, but was now stuck with a way higher reward than he could hope of doing. It happened all the way to the time raids were out. I was invited along to do some of the higher mythic pluses, but being a shadow priest, I declined, knowing that I was just going to be carried. Ah, that's not true. I did the top ones with a shadow priest. It's fine. It's all right. He was healer, but still, you get the idea. You can still come. You can still come. It's fine. Be all right. You got buff minds here, though. Eh? Double thumbs. Eh? Feels bad. Hey, don't laugh. I know what it's like to be hard done by in Legion. I play a fire mage. You know what that's like? You know what that's like? Just declined constantly. For the most part, the raids were fine. We got 7 out of 7 normal and 1 out of 7 heroic on the first week, which is pretty good for us. And as the clique I mentioned got better and better gear, they got to the point where they only did Mythic Plus from their group. And hardly batted an eye at anyone who didn't know how to handle it. Personally, I didn't find any problem with this. They should be free to earn the best gear they can get. But as with everything, Albino Queen did not like this. She was fully focused that her guild and her new 300 members should be a family-orientated type of guild, where you leave no one behind. Yeah, everyone's a winner. Yeah, you get a sticker, you get a sticker. Yeah, we're all going to be the bestest friends ever. And we're going to force that on you. You will be friends with fucking everybody in the 300 plus member guild. You absolutely... You owe it to the guild to gear them through the roof. Okay, guys? You owe it to them all to make sure they at least have 870 gear. Everybody. It doesn't even matter if they've got no hands and don't even have an account. They owe it to them. Owe it to them. We're going to be a family-orientated type guild. So the next raid night, she got them all in Mumble and told them all to stop what they were doing, stop running high Mythic Plus, and start including everyone else in the guild. At least 2 spots per 5-man should be for people who are undergeared. And as a side note, I tried to group with some people from our guild, and let's just say it was the most painful and the first unsuccessful Mythic 2 I have ever experienced. Has anybody in the chat failed Mythic 2? Anybody?
Are you just trying to trigger people? Has anyone ever failed Mythic 2?
Have you?
No, but like there's people that will.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't played Mythic 2. I have. Oscari has. He's up there. No. I haven't even done Mythic 2. I have. Really? Yes, with pugs? Jeez. Come on, guys. Get those guilds sorted. You can do it. I believe in you guys. You can do it. Anyway. Mythic 2. As you might expect from this, the clique didn't like her talking to them like they were children. And they all just instantly left the guild to make their own guild. Our raid leader got kicked. I talked to him while he was still in the guild. And he said he just felt angry and sad at the same time. Because of all the changes Albino Queen had done. Seeing as they were all good raiders from our guild, and our raid leader, he felt kind of lost. I was now stuck in a guild where the hardcore labelled raid team consisted of 1 tank, 2 healers, and DPS. Aww. Aww. This is the hardcore team, not the casual team. This is the hardcore team, and the hardcore team has 1 tank, 2 healers, and a lot of DPS. We're on the 2nd raid lockout preacher, and I've still not been made the twat womble. As I'm current to current events and still waiting for the outcome, all I can say is that I left the guild as well. I joined the Good Raiders, the clique that left to their guild, which you probably won't like. I do, I think that's fine. But so far I'm happy with my decision. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with going there. That's okay. That's okay, unless you were looking to do it. Also, not wanting to end on a bad note, I messaged the Albino Queen saying that I'm leaving and I wish them luck. I don't really want to get into the whole thing since it's kind of personal. Her account started ending with me finally saying that after all this time that I've been with the guild, I felt like I was extremely unappreciated. After the 3 months of subbing into tank, attempting to start an alt raid, as well as managing to top our charts as Shadow and occasionally diss to heal, I'm sad to say that I did not get Twat Womble rank. Thank you for reading, Preacher. This is my story. I hope it gets read on Drama Time, and I hope it's a good one for you all. Oh, the road to Twat Womble. You failed Mythic 0 4 times. I assume in pugs we're talking about here. No guild groups have done this, right? These were guild groups before we get too far down the elitist track. That does bring us to the end of Drama Time. And if you... is it live? Andy?
I'll have a check for you now, mate.
Is it live? I don't know. Well, anyway, if you want to check my YouTube channel, you can have some giggles at my expense.
28 seconds ago.
28 seconds ago.
Get on it.
Oh my god.
The best thing you'll ever watch on your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to pick up my kids.
And take me for dinner.
I'm not taking you for dinner.
You are.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow at the web show.